Hey everybody, Bormac here for more Bad Game Theater. Though some of you might argue about the quality of this game, I'd say there's not a lot of game to the game. Although it is amusing that I could slow people down. Go on, talk. Say something. Maybe these people will talk. No, they're just gonna sit there and stare at each other. Fine.
No, it can't be.
Sorry, that amuses me too much.
If that were true,
And I had to take off my shoe because my sock was bunching up and it was driving me crazy. Okay, I'm supposed to go this way. Wait in the whatchamahoosit. Fine. Right through my face. Oh, hey, it's Bro.
Alistair, what are you doing here? You were supposed to rot in the dungeons.
That is indeed what I feared, but the light of R'hllor guided my steps out.
Sir Villar, the Queen awaits your presence.
We shall meet again, Alistair.
I'm sure we will, Mr. Bowl Haircut.
Sooner than you think.
He looks very sinister with that hood on. I dig it. Oh, yeah, I knew we were at the end of the chapter. I knew it. I knew it. Hunt for Potty resulted in his death. Upon your return to Castle Black, you find a delegation of ambassadors from John Arryn, the King's Hand, waiting for you. 15 years have passed since you fought at his side during Baratheon's rebellion. Although you thought you'd left your past behind you, he has sent Sir Godric Donnelly, one of his most devoted knights, to request your assistance in an important mission. A young woman who he wishes to protect appears to be in grave danger, and you must track her down and take her to a safe location. And the threat she faces are pieces of information that Aaron has decided not to tell you. With Mormont's blessing, you decided... Words. Okay, let's go. Raven Delivery Service. They deliver letters here. Instead of seeds. Although they can deliver seeds to me too.
So, just like that, John Arryn was dead.
Unfortunately, I'm afraid it's true. The royal seal in the missive was still unbroken when the Raven arrived.
That would mean that he passed shortly after I left King's Landing. I will pray to the Seven that his soul receives the welcome it deserves. He was a great man.
In his letter, he mentioned being wary of those around him. He feared for his life and talked about enemies of the realm who were preparing to strike. A troubling coincidence. I'll wager it has something to do with the girl.
Who knows? In any case, he must have thought her very important.
Do you still hope to carry out your mission, Sir Donnelly?
Yes, I shall not betray my lord's last wish. I must finish carrying out his orders and find a safe place for the girl. Now that we have an idea of where she is, there is no need to trouble you any longer.
You underestimate the Molestown tunnels. They're quite a labyrinth for newcomers. You need my expertise.
I would also prefer one of us to accompany you. I'd rather know what's going on in the gift.
Very well. I have a host of men waiting south of Castle Black on the way towards Molestown. I hope to meet with them and gather any news before proceeding. Jared, my lieutenant, will have warned my men of our arrival.
I'm counting on you.
I'm sure there's traitors.
Report to me when you've finished your mission.
We'll leave immediately. I just need to make sure of one last thing.
As you wish, sir.
Theomar! Dick! Lion! I shall accompany Sir Donnelly to Molestown. His camp is close by. I am counting on you to get there as soon as possible. You must ensure that peace is maintained in the gift.
Very well, Moles.
Let us ride, sir. It's a long way to Molestown.
I'm right behind you.
Oh, we get the ride? Or are we... Oh, are we already there? No, there's the wall. Do I get to ride, or... No, we're just teleporting. Sigh. Why do these say Night's Watch? Will there eventually be, like, territory control, and I gotta help the Night's Watch maintain its hold on the area? I don't know. Just... curious. I was hoping for a riding minigame.
John Aaron, dead. I still can't
That helmet.
believe it.
Oh gosh, that helmet.
That dry old fox.
Just take it off. Just get rid of it. Get rid of it. Take it off.
Was tougher than Valerian steel.
Yes, it's unfortunate news, but I won't let it interfere with the mission he assigned me. I think we're close. My men would have
And I have a good sword now, so we should
set
be
up
fine.
camp in the area.
This is a familiar piece of terrain. Cut and pasted from the first area we went to. Oh, loot! Paltry amount of silver. Hey. 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 Walk right through me, huh?
Not just her veins.
I'm sure you enjoyed yourself, you randy old dog.
Oh, it was more than a man could ever wish for. When she finished doing my girl's lower so hard, I could have gouged her. Sir Donnelly, did everything go well in Castle Black?
All is well. As we had hoped, the Night's Watch is here to help us. I gave Sir Westford the missive I have here. He knows where to find the girl. What's going on here? Let me hear your report.
We were able to position some men here and scout the area. The region seems safe.
We're in Night's Watch territory. The lands are obviously well protected.
Of course, my lord. Jared passed this way. He took some men with him to scout the village south of here.
I never promised such a thing. Jared forgets who gives the orders here. I'll make sure to remind him in due time. We'll continue our journey, Sir Westford. Let's go towards Molestown, where we'll probably find Jared. Robot, stay in your position and await my return.
As you wish, sir.
Robot, do as I say. That's nice, graphic-wise. What is the... I have the controls for dog now. Sniff, sniff, sniff. I'm not seeing anything. He'll teleport back. That wolf will not stop howling. There he is. See anything? Looks like he's got a migraine.
You know something. Spill it before I scatter your teeth onto the floor.
Please, I beg you. I don't know what you're talking about. I swear. I'm but a simple traveling merchant.
Enough, Jared.
What? Oh. It's you, Sir Godric. This peasant refuses to answer my questions.
Leave him alone.
You can leave.
Very well, my lord. Thank you.
I haven't finished with him.
Yes, you have. No one tortures the people of the gift without good reason.
And you'll do what? Hang me, like you did my brother? Try it. I could use a laugh.
I don't think Moore's is one for diplomacy.
Hold your tongue. Believe me, if I felt like killing you, I wouldn't have need of a noose.
No one talks to me this way, especially not a crow from that damned wall.
Shut your mouth, Jared. You disgrace us when you speak to Sir Westford that way. But... Silence! Return to camp and await me there. Sir Westford, his behavior is unacceptable. I offer my most humble apologies.
Just make sure he doesn't delay us.
I'll keep an eye on him. How do you plan on finding the girl?
John Aaron's letter mentions the whores at the brothel. We'll start there.
Do you think they'll talk?
The Night's Watch is in charge around here. I've had a few dealings with the local madam before, when sworn brothers found their way to her establishment. If she knows something, I'll soon find out.
The hamlet seems tiny. We'll have gone through it in no time.
Don't let yourself be fooled. The Molestown is much bigger than it seems. More than 3/4 of the town is underground. The underground tunnels were dug by several generations of people. Living below the surface protects them from the cold. And in the midst of the tunnels is the whorehouse. I'm sure that's where we'll find the girl. This much was clear in the letter.
I see. So she's hidden among the whores. Few would think to look for her there. Lord John Aaron certainly was a diligent man.
I probably should have been nicer to that guy, but whatever. Hey, red light district. Okay. So she's around here then. What is that purple dot? Map. I guess the dog found something back there. There's nothing there. I don't understand this game sometimes. There's just a purple dot there for no reason. Maybe he found something underground.
But if you want your family to end here, you can stay.
And those icicles. Can't get in there. Should you people be underground? Tunnels of Molestown. Oh well, in we go. Oh, goodness. You mean I can't use my archer abilities with my broadsword? My goodness. Who'd have thunk it?
Do any of you want to play come into my castle with me? Don't be shy. My castle's big enough for all of you.
Ah! Well, at least I don't have those really weird suction cup things that the other had.
My lord, thanks for helping me earlier. Without you, I would have lost a few teeth back there. Come closer, you two. Take a look at our selection of wares. The mule will show them to you.
Who gave you permission to speak to me?
Oh, I beg your pardon, my lord. I did not need to offend you. I just wanted to help the Night's Watch.
Sir Donnelly, you're in the gift territory, and not on your lands. Please remember that.
Please excuse me. I'll let you handle your men.
Listen, peddler. Some of the wildlings I confronted just recently were armed with steel blades. That seemed a bit strange, because wildlings do not forge steel, so these weapons must come from our side of the wall. And then I happen upon your traveling shop here.
I've nothing to do with that, my lord. I would never do such a thing. I have my merchant's honor to uphold.
That's right, and you do well to remember that. You can stay 1 or 2 more days to sell the locals what they need. Nothing more. When you're finished, go back to the south. If I hear that you've strayed further north, or have overstayed your welcome, I'll find you.
Yes, my lord. I swear. I'll leave as soon as I'm done.
And now we'll buy from your shop. Maybe. Knight's Cloak. Health recovery, 10%. Dueling boots. Kinda want to sell that ridiculous helmet. All this crap is too expensive for how little I have. I don't understand why you're supposed to get money. All these shops are selling stuff for like dozens of gold, and I've got how much silver? I've got 111 silver after 5 chapters. Hey, a cook.
Out of my kitchen. I've enough troubles without having to clean up after the likes of you.
Cook in his kingdom.
Hi, it's Moors. I wasn't expecting to meet you here.
Would you shut up?
You've taken your vows so recently, your words still hang in the air, Patrick.
Please, Moors. You know the Lord Commander turns a blind eye to this sort of thing. Just look at the poor bugger. All of your fellow watchmen are dead. You know how it is. He needs to pick up his spirits.
I can speak for myself, Walder. Moors, would you care to join in our discussion?
I don't know much about you, Patrick. I hear you used to be into smuggling.
I don't really want to talk about that, Moors.
Don't be shy, you're amongst brothers here. You've probably seen plenty of interesting things in your life. Tell us.
First of all, I was not a smuggler.
Weren't your crimes what led you to take the black?
Very well. If you really want to know, like half the men at the wall, I was once a farmer, with fertile lands and a family. Then one day, I lost everything. I was out hunting for stag, and when I returned home, there was nothing but smouldering ruins left. The wildlings were raiding along the coast, and it led them right to my home. My wife, she wasn't the type to let herself be pushed around by anyone. If you saw what they did to her...
7 hells. Every last one of those wildling monsters deserves to die.
All I had left was my warhammer. I found it while marching with the Starks during the rebellion. All I could do was take my boat and follow the scum across the Bay of Seals. Once I got to the other side of the wall, it was easier than I'd expected. They probably thought they were out of harm's way, and they were careless. They didn't even try to cover their tracks. When I finally caught up with them, it was dark out. The swine were getting drunk on what they'd stolen from me. So I waited for my moment. After a while, most of them could no longer stand. And that's when I went for them. First, I killed the watchman. But then one of their men saw me and cried out. It became a bloodbath. The drink had made them slow of foot and awkward. It made it easy for me. I don't know how long the killing lasted. When it was over, I was covered in blood, wounds, my clothes slashed to shreds. I said to myself, Pat, you're a dead man. Might as well let the cold take you. I let myself drift off. When I opened my eyes, I was in Castle Black. I had been picked up by rangers who'd discovered the camp. It took me a month to heal. In that time, I was accused of everything by the Brothers of the Night's Watch. Smuggling, being a wildling, and I just couldn't convince otherwise. So, as soon as I was able to walk again, I was given the choice. Take the black, or the noose.
You suffered an injustice, but you had the right of it to join us, brother. You have a new family now.
Incredible. I didn't know a killer like you was one of our recruits.
What about you, Walder? How did you get to the wall?
Let me think about it for a minute. Where to begin?
Fine.
I know what you want to talk about.
Say nothing, Moors. You'll spoil the surprise. You see my necklace, Patrick? The High Septon gave it to me personally.
The High Septon? The head of the Faith of the Seven? You must be joking.
I swear it's true.
He's right, but I'm not sure you really want to hear the story.
On the contrary, I would like to hear it.
Very well. I had a simple, humble, and poor life, like you, Patrick. Much like any other peasant in the Seven Kingdoms, you might say. I had a wife, Shori. She was delicate and buxom, always smiling, a good woman. Never complained without good reason. She was devoted to the Seven and always ready to aid her neighbor. The best day in my life was the day she agreed to marry me. But all good things come to an end. She fell ill while with child. I sold everything to pay for her treatment. My livestock, my fields, and even my home. All that only to be sold false remedies by swindlers preying on my love. When I finally figured out what they were doing, I pounced on 2 of the filthy whoresons and gave them what they deserved. I beat them bloody and took my time over it too.
You chose your destiny, as we did ours.
I wasn't expecting that from you, Walder. I'd mistaken you for a skilled thief.
It would have been better if I was. I probably wouldn't be here now. I spent 20 years of my life protecting this piece of ice. And unlike you, if I had to do it all again, I wouldn't.
So that's when they caught you?
No, let me finish. Shuri held out until the end of her pregnancy, so that the child could survive. She suffered more than I imagined possible. The day she went into labor, I was alone with her. Giving birth to our daughter was too much strain. It killed her. I buried her that same evening. I wanted a better life for my little girl, a different life. I swore by the Seven that she wouldn't end up like her mother, that she would only have the best. The following day, I left home carrying what was left of my possessions on my back to baptize my little girl into the faith. I walked for more than 3 weeks, feeding my little girl as I could, and praying each day that she would survive. I eventually reached King's Landing. I knelt before the wondrous gold and crystal dome of the Great Sept. Once inside, an old Septon welcomed me. I told him my story. I confessed everything. He listened attentively. I cried on his shoulder, and he comforted me with soothing words. Afterwards, he took my daughter in for observation. He asked a servant to bring him some goat's milk, and that's when I understood. That old man wasn't just a Septon. He was the High Septon himself.
The girl back there, jeez.
Yes. He said if I handed myself in to the king's justice, they would take care of my daughter. He would personally ensure that she'd have a good life.
And you gave yourself up? Just like that?
That's right. I gave them my little girl and handed myself over to the king's justice. When they brought me in, the High Septon personally gave me this necklace. For me, it represents my absolution.
Quite a story.
Yeah.
Quite a long story.
But yours wasn't too bad either.
Each and every sworn brother has his tale to tell, and none of them are enviable.
What about you, Moors? Why did you come to the wall?
I can't talk now, Patrick. I've affairs to attend to. I must go. I'll turn a blind eye this time. But don't linger here too much longer.
We'll have another round and then we're off, I promise.
Oh, God. Oh, that was stuff.
Brown and covered with hair. And a beggar there was, also covered with hair.
No, that's not how the song goes.
I prefer it like that.
Okay, words.
My castle.
There we go.
Well, if it
Eee.
isn't the great Moors Westford, hero of Castle Black, what can I do for you, handsome? Why don't you join me in my chambers, and I'll show you what a real
Mayday,
woman
mayday.
can do.
The day the wall collapses, I'll think about your proposition.
Charming as usual. So, what are you here for? Come to take your lost crows home? Walder brought in a new boy. I believe his name is Patrick. They're in the back. Do with them what you will. But no brawling in my establishment.
No, I'm not here for pleasure. I'm looking for a girl.
Then you're here for the same reason as everyone else. What is your pleasure? Fair hair? Brown hair? Dancers? A girl skilled with her tongue?
I'm looking for a recent arrival. Not a whore, just a girl from the south.
A girl from the south? I do strive to provide something for every taste.